In reference to the question, is there a mechanism or a process for actually innovation and opportunity capture? Absolutely there is, and I've spent a lot of years developing this. In 1987 or thereabouts, I heard a fellow swear, a curse, and I went up and I asked this fellow why he was cursing. And he told me what his problem was. And I said, is this a big problem? And he said, mate, everyone in the world's got this problem that works in my industry. And it was an industry where many, many people work in that particular area. And with that in mind, I set about to think about this, and I'm an engineer, and I thought about how can I solve this problem. And I did, and patented it, and we created a company and so on. So this to me made me start to think about how did I come up with that idea, and what inspired me to think about solving the problem. And the answer was, because in this case I'd heard a curse. So with that in mind, I thought, is there a mechanism for actually thinking about innovation and opportunity? And with that in mind, I set about creating what I call matrix thinking, which is essentially a set of simple little boxes that have got down one side, the vertical axis, the fundamentals of the question in mind, and on the top horizontal axis, ways to think about the fundamental questions. So if I think about a product and I say I want to change it in some way, then I have 12 ways to think about changing it. And these are trigger questions. So if you give somebody a product and you ask them to think about 12 triggers to think about changing that product, you will very quickly get a list of ways to change it. And some of the trigger questions would be, and people don't realize how simple this can be, could be, for example, put a product on the table, or a service, or a process, it doesn't matter. Get a small group of people around and ask a simple question. Get them to answer this question, put a product there and say, I wish this product would. And then fill out the answers. I wish the batteries in my radio would never go flat, or the battery in my phone would never go flat. I wish the microphone in an auditorium wouldn't pick up stray noises, etc. Just make a wish. I wish the air conditioning would be quieter. I wish the light didn't provide shadows, and so on. It's not hard to do. And so there are 12 of these trigger questions. Another one's called tracking, and tracking's really simple and it's interesting. It simply means follow someone and watch what they do. Often when you ask somebody what annoys them or what they wish, often they can't tell you. They don't really know. If you follow them and watch them, you will see. And that's the best way to actually do this. And I look at the example of honey. Now, when honey was being sold in jars, people were very frustrated by the sticky messiness of it, etc. And that was observed by simply following people. What did they do? They put honey into squeeze containers, squeeze bottles. What happened to the sales of honey? Double. So that's how and I've got this very simple tool, and that's called product innovation. Now, for opportunity, there's another set of tools, very similar. Down the vertical axis, we have the trigger questions, and there are 5 of those. And then on the horizontal axis, we have what I call catalysts. And the intersection of a trigger question and a catalyst gives you an opportunity. And this is not difficult to do. And let me give you a simple example of this. I was at a conference some time ago, and the global innovation manager for an organisation that makes, amongst other things, toothbrushes was there. And I asked this gent if he could tell me how many toothbrushes we sold in Australia annually were purchased. And well, he didn't really, he wasn't sure of the number. And I said, well, look, maybe there's a way to work this out. Let's pretend there's 20 million people in Australia that clean their teeth. If you change your toothbrush every 3 months, well, you're selling 60 million toothbrushes a year. It's pretty simple. And I think he agreed with that. And then I said, look, if we want to innovate the toothbrush, let's look at the opportunity. So then I pose this question. Let's pretend you're about to clean your teeth in the morning, and you look at your watch and, oh, the bus is coming in 5 minutes, and oh, my toothbrush is a shaggy dog, and I get the new one out of the drawer, and open it or won't I? No, I won't. Because, why won't I? Because trying to get the toothbrush out of the packet is a nightmare. So I'm thinking, where's the opportunity? Make a toothbrush easy to remove from its packet, and there's more likelihood someone will actually open it. And so there's a simple way that one finds an opportunity. So when you've then identified that as an opportunity using this opportunity matrix, you then go on to say, okay, now I'll innovate the package to make the toothbrush easy to remove from its package. And so therefore you've got an opportunity turned into an innovation. So the process I've developed, called matrix thinking, actually has the tools that provide the thinking. And if you give this to a small group of people, they will find innovations and opportunities galore. It's pretty simple, structured stuff.